Hello, motherfuckers. Welcome to an episode of Specs Tech. Today we're looking at a very interesting device, which has become a new device that I've not expected to become my main device, but due to circumstances, it kind of has been. We're talking about the Cat S22 Flip. Yes, some of you might have seen videos about this phone on YouTube, and it's kind of popular again lately. Not like incredibly, but enough to catch my attention. So I'm gonna plug it here. This is the phone, and as you can see, this is a flip phone made by Cat. Sorry, I was taking a drink. By Cat, the construction company. I don't remember if. Let me look at the box. I don't know if they made this in house or they outsourced this to somebody. My phone is going crazy. Let me mute that. I'm not sure if that's publicly known information, but let me just check something. The phone's in very good build quality. It's got a bit of heft to it. It's made out of like a matte material, and it's I don't know, I'm looking at the box to see what it's made out of. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. I didn't get like a manual or anything. It's got IP68 water resistant, whatever the hell that means. It means you can take a shower with it and use it as a speaker, I guess, if you're crazy. It has a removable battery, which I'm not going to do for the purpose of this video, because, I mean, trust my word, there's literally a screw that you, like, put a coin in, and unscrew it literally right there. There's these two little dots that aren't used, but somebody on the dumb phone Reddit, I guess, is making, like, a third-party docking station. The idea is that you just, like, kind of lean it into a dock, and it would sit there and charge, but when this phone initially came out, it flopped, and nobody really cared about it and bought it, so they discontinued the dock, is what I'm hearing. My source is Reddit. On the front of the phone, we have a little display that you can set a custom image to. I set mine to Strixie because, of course, I did. I'm autistic. The camera lighting isn't the best, but, especially when it falls, yes. But it shows the time, the date, and 2 notifications, which is, for me, a missed call and a voicemail. It shows your network status and the battery percentage. So we're going to flip it up. As you can see, it's quite a small screen, and the keypad lights up whenever you flip up the phone. This is not toggleable as far as I can find. I kind of wish I had direct footage for this, but, you know, whatever, we ball. I'm using Nova Launcher for this phone. It comes with a default home launcher, but I didn't really like it that much. But you can definitely use this little keypad to navigate through most apps. Most apps are finicky with this and can be a bit of a pain to navigate through. I can go to this Reddit app here, and hopefully nothing crazy pops up. But you can scroll a little bit through this. It takes a bit to get used to. The volume button acts like a tab button in Windows. As you can see, you don't really get much scrollage. You gotta use the touchscreen, which, yes, this is a touchscreen. This 2.8 inches touchscreen. It is definitely weird to use, but honestly, I'm kind of used to it. I completely shattered my old smartphone. I dropped it getting out of my car, and it fell right down and cracked. Which is the reason I got this phone. I needed something more durable for this new job I got, which is why it hasn't been in the uploads. But yeah, the D-pad here is going to be a bit cumbersome. It'll work well with all like the stock apps. Like if we go to the clock app, you can scroll through everything just fine. You can use the volume button as like a tab to switch between different modes of the clock. And this phone's really good as an alarm. The speaker is loud and tinny. This isn't the best for music, but it's really good for like alarms or ringtones or notifications. It's also a camera. It's not very good. It's not very good at all. There's a microphone over there and a Steam Deck. It's not using the default camera app. The default camera app is terrible. I downloaded an open camera from CytoGen Mod. The shutter is a lot faster. And there's a front-facing camera, which I will turn on. There I am. It's not the best, definitely potato quality. But, you know, it is how it is. So, this phone is basically running Android 11 Go. So you do get access to the Play Store and everything. I was using that app for selling stuff. This is running 32-bit Android, so a lot of your apps are going to be unavailable. On here, I'm not going to be like that one stupid YouTuber that put Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Mobile on here. But I can open up Pokemon Go. I'm going to let it run in real time just so you guys can see how a bit slow this phone is. But honestly, for what it does it pretty well. This phone can use GPS pretty well. The one annoying thing I've noticed with the GPS is it doesn't work when you have the screen closed. I take the bus semi-often, and I don't really want to be sitting there with this phone, like how it looks right now, on the bus for long periods of time. I don't want to be sitting with it open. I like to have it closed, but it will constantly say in my ears, the headphones on, GPS signal lost, which can get a bit frustrating, but it's alright. As you guys can see, Pokemon Go here, it takes quite a while to open up, about a minute and a half or so, sometimes longer. It opens a lot faster on the phone I'm using to record now, but the phone I'm recording now on has pretty bad battery life, even worse than the flip phone. So I don't really like to use it. There also might be like server issues. I'm gonna plug it in real quick because it is a little low. You don't actually get a headphone slot on this phone, included with this box. I don't have it right now because it's in my wallet because it's hard to keep it in there. But you get a USB-C to 3.5mm jack adapter, and when I first plugged my headphones into it, it sounded abysmal and terrible. But once I like re-plugged my headphones and unplugged them back in, it sounded just fine, and I haven't had any issues since. Pokemon Go is still launching. Usually does not take this long, but usually when it's giving me the sign out screen, usually it's like a network traffic thing, but I'll wait for it to load. Oh, never mind, it loaded. So that took about 2 minutes. It does usually load a lot faster, but I was running some other apps on here. The RAM on here is quite low. This is a budget phone. I believe I paid about $59 with like $7 shipping. But you can play Pokemon Go on here. It runs alright. It's not the best, it's a little slow. It's actually a lot easier to catch Pokemon in this compared to like a bigger phone, because the screen real estate is tiny and the game area will accommodate for your screen. So I honestly do find it a bit easier to play Pokemon Go with this phone. The only downside is the long loading times, and if Pokemon Go ever cuts off 32-bit support, then it's so fucking over. But it does run on here. Not the best frame rate. That phone that I broke had a 90Hz screen for a pretty cheap deal, and I probably should have got a case for it. That was really nice, but, you know, this phone's a lot more durable, and it's currently winter at the time of this recording, so, you know, a phone that can handle the heat a bit more. I'm going to do an audio test now. I don't think I've ever really done audio tests before on this channel, so I'm not a monetized channel, so I can play copyright videos or whatever. I mean, audio. I'm just gonna play this Sonic song using this audio player I like to use for pitch and audio. This is max volume. I don't really have anything nearby for direct comparison, so it doesn't sound too terrible. The speaker is located down here. It's a single mono speaker, and there's also your secondary microphone. I believe there's an upper microphone up here. I know there's definitely two microphones on here. I'm not 100% sure where the other one is. We're gonna call my friend real quick. I'm gonna pause so I don't dox his number.
What?
It said play along. So we're in a call test on the flip phone right now. You're free to talk. This is my friend.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. The one thing that's really satisfying about this phone is that you can slam it shut and it'll just hang up. Just like that. I just hung up on my friend for the purpose of a video. So that's pretty cool. I gotta double check. I didn't show his number at all. Hopefully I did not. But that is a really satisfying thing to do to this phone, is to slam it shut. Another feature of this phone, obviously, is the big keypad. The default typing app that comes with this phone isn't very good. There's a phone called, there's a one called T9 Notepad, which I much prefer to use. I will go into like a notepad app and text. Okay, so here we are in this random notepad app. I probably should have just downloaded an open source one, but you know, whatever. Went to the Play Store, got a quick one. Weeball. So, what? We'll do a texting app on here. Text example. So, obviously, it goes by the old triple letters per number thing, except for the 9 key, which gets 4, because, you know, 9 is biased, so we can type H. And we can either hit the middle button for OK, or we can type in, if it's on the same letter, you can usually type 0 and then hit C back, and then you can type the same letter that's on there. Usually we don't want to do that. We can say hi, you, and then we have a, you know, we have a conflict here. We got a U and a T for spelling YouTube, so we can either hit the center button, or we can hit 0 for space, and then the backspace key. It's up to preference. I don't usually type like this. It's just not really a comfortable way. I prefer actually using the touchscreen. Sometimes I do when I'm like on the bus or something. But yeah, typing in here isn't the worst thing ever. I mean, I had flip phones before. This is definitely not as fluid as like an actual flip phone, which I do plan on doing some videos on at some point. But you can also, once you hit the 0 key, there's also a bunch of other options here that you can scroll through. You can have a return. For like emojis, I'm not really an emoji user, so I'm not really exactly sure how that works. But I think that's probably something that you had to set up as like an extra, like maybe a language or something. I'm unfamiliar because I don't use emoji, so you might have to do some fiddling around with it. But yeah, typing on here isn't the worst thing ever. Is okay. Yeah, it's not that bad. Another cool thing that I definitely like about this phone is emulating them old crappy Java games. This is the perfect phone for it because it has all the buttons you need. So I have a bunch of jar files on here we're gonna load into the pretty terrible Sonic 2 Java port here. The only thing I haven't been able to figure out map is like these two buttons on the side. I thought they'd be mapped to here and here, but they're not. But I found for most of the important ones, the middle button works just fine. So we're gonna try out this garbage port and then wrap up this review. I forgot this is on full volume. We're leaving it. So this is the second part of Sonic 2 on Java. I have the other one, but I just don't have it installed in the app right now. So just for shits and giggles, let's go to the final boss. God, this is terrible. Don't even know how to jump. Okay. Don't expect good gameplay. I'm a bit on the influence and the fucking keypad. I don't even know how to. Okay. And it's not even the right music. It's the fucking regular music. Ooh! Ooh! No! Amazing. But you can play. This is a great emulator, the J2ME loader. This is definitely the phone of all time to play these garbage games with. What the fuck is this thing? I need help. This is a decent phone for the price that you pay, like $70. It can do GPS, it can browse the web, it can play some mobile games, not a whole lot, and you can use an old-fashioned touch keypad. So, I do really like this phone a lot. It's definitely a good in-between phone, I'd say. It's its best case since it's a budget phone. And you do get some decent power off of it. You can watch YouTube on here. I don't have the app installed. I just kind of have a shortcut to the mobile version of the website. I found that works a bit better using like AdBlock browser or something, which isn't the worst option on here because you don't really want to watch a bunch of ads on this tiny little screen anyways. This is also a good phone to like distract yourself from, you know, a bigger smartphone like this iPhone here. It's not the biggest iPhone in the world, but you know, something to distract yourself in case you want like a comparison of some sort. Like you definitely, you know, this is more focused on apps and showing you everything. And this is more focused on durability and more physical buttons and feedback and everything. So I'm gonna give this phone, for what it is, I'm gonna give it like an A+ or 9 out of 10. For what it is, you can use it in the water. It can survive pretty well in the cold. I will say that the original battery life is garbage. If you do buy one of these, please spend an extra $18 and get the expanded one on Amazon. There's one for it. Just type in Cat S22 flip battery. Definitely get that. Follow the instructions that come with it to drain it and then charge it and then drain it again and then charge it back up. That's what I did. Battery life is not that good even with the expanded battery, but I'd say it can last you the whole day on medium usage. If you're using it heavily, like playing Pokemon Go while listening to music while on the bus, you're probably going to get like 2 hours. But if you're just like using it for navigation, you'll probably get like 4 or 5 hours out of it. And it does charge over USB-C, which is nice. If it charged over USB-B micro, that would definitely would have taken it down a lot. So, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable giving this phone 9 out of 10 for what it is. For a good smartphone under $70 that looks like an old dumb phone, I'd say that's pretty good.